Throughout Great Britain, wherever the LMS railway runs, stands an LMS hotel. Together, they constitute the largest group of hotels in Europe. There are hotels for businessmen in the centers of commerce, hotels for holidaymakers, and hotels for travelers making pilgrimage to places of historic and scenic interest. LMS hotels are renowned the world over for their high standard of their comfort, equipment, and cuisine, and for the personal service they offer to their patrons. Among the English provincial hotels, the Midland in Manchester and the Adelphi in Liverpool, to name only two, are regarded as the supreme examples of what a hotel should be. North of the border, there exists a chain of hotels strategically situated for both business and pleasure. In Edinburgh and Glasgow, LMS hotels are equipped to meet the business and social needs of great centres of population. Up and down the country, LMS hotels mark the centres of the areas of scenic and historic interest. The internationally famous Gleneagles ranks as one of Europe's leading hotels, and its two golf courses, the King's Course and the Queen's Course, have been the scene of several world contests. This chain of magnificent hotels is part of the service that the LMS railway offers to its customers, a service that is complete in every detail that affects travel. Turnberry Hotel on the Ayrshire coast might almost be described as a holiday resort in itself, and a very popular one too. Right from the time accommodation is booked, the machine that is the modern hotel starts working. From that moment, every personal requirement of the guest becomes very much a part of the hotel's business. There's organization behind the order that sends the porter to the station to meet the train. Service is the keynote of success in the hotel world, and the quality of service given by the LMS has stamped their hotels as belonging to a class of their own. Practically all LMS hotels are conveniently close to the railway, and Turnberry is no exception. Its paved courtyard and terraced frontage make as pretty a picture as you'd find anywhere, a pleasant hors d'oeuvre to the feast of good things that the hotel provides. The hotel has to meet two conflicting demands: a service that is mechanical in its precision and a flexibility in resources capable of meeting all the varied and individual requirements of its guests. Though service must be personal, it must never be obvious. It must be there, not some of the time, but all the time. One might almost say, came the dawn. At any rate, if not exactly dawn, long before the guests even know that it's dawn, the day's work of the hotel begins. The suits to press, boots to clean, and the public rooms to be scrubbed, dusted, polished, and put straight even before the earliest riser tests the strength of the morning air. It's more than a lick and a promise that the hotel rooms receive. A strong Scotswoman's arm and a stiff scrubbing brush leave little dirt behind them. Should a lurking patch escape the brush's onslaught, it doesn't escape the eagle eye of the village and housekeeper. It's almost pleasant to be called at Turnberry's, and there's an early morning cup of tea as soon as you're ready for it. The valet, there is one on each floor, times the return of the shoes and clothes to synchronize with the guests' wishes on the important getting up question. In the dining room, waiters prepare the tables for breakfast. Upstairs, the chambermaid prepares the morning tub. If you're really energetic, you can emulate these two young ladies and have horses brought up to the front door as 'twere. A canter on the firm sands is a fine appetizer for breakfast. At least, so they say. On the way to breakfast, a call at the reception office for letters. Nowhere in hotel life is perfect service more necessary than in the dining room, and there's super organization behind a smoothly flowing service. The head waiter must receive his guests and conduct them to their table. He must make helpful, but not too helpful suggestions in receiving orders for the meal. From the head waiter, the order goes to the table waiter, who looks after the food, and to his assistant, a commis, who's responsible for the tea, coffee, and toast. The table waiter gives his order at the kitchen hot plate. The commis gets his tea and toast at the still room. At both hot plate and still room, organization makes for speed of service. The meal is fairly launched. There's art in good waiting at table that only years of practice can give. The seesaw of hotel service swings us back to the bedroom. While succulent kippers are going the way of all fish, chambermaids are changing sheets and pillowcases and generally bringing order out of chaos. By the time breakfast is over, the bedroom will look as if it's never been slept in. Back in the breakfast room. The head waiter must at least once during the meal see that his guests have everything they want. Obviously, he's a very important link in the chain of hotel service. A man of personality, tact, and withal a veritable walking gastronomic encyclopedia. The table waiter must give constant and immediate service to the tables under his charge. And in this he is aided by a commis, a sort of student waiter. A well-cooked, well-served meal is a perfect pattern woven on a snow-white tablecloth by men who are artists at their job, each thread of service contributing to the finished design. And so, while waiters make the start of the day happy with a well-served meal, quietly and efficiently the hotel staff are working behind the scenes, each contributing their quota to the smooth running of an LMS hotel. Turnberry's 2 golf courses are right on the hotel's doorstep. Admitted that there are plenty of them, steps I mean, but if you're not feeling energetic, there's a private motor drive direct from the hotel to the courses. A morning's golf on a first-class course. In the distance, the sound of curling waves breaking over the gleaming yellow sand, and a freshening sea breeze bringing up a tang of salt in the air. What more could anyone want? Golf at Turnberry is not of the tame holiday variety. They are championship courses, capable of extending to the full the scratch player, but at the same time providing plenty of sport for the golfer of more moderate attainments. While guests play, the hotel is working. In kitchen and pantry, men are already busy with the midday meal, and food to tempt even the tardiest appetite has started on the first stage of its journey to the luncheon table. Behind the scenes, quietly and without fuss, the work of the great hotel progresses with organized efficiency. On the golf course, progress from tee to tee reveals to the full the beauty and grandeur of the surrounding country. While in the kitchen, the practiced hands of the cook deal efficiently with the saucepans' contents. On the golf course, other hands, equally practiced and efficient, are engaged in a somewhat different task. Jimmy McDowell, the Turnberry golf professional, initiates our lady guest into the mysteries of the grip and the swing. Now hit it. Well done, little lady. You've at least hit the ball, and with the right end of the club. Now let the mere male have a shot. Not too bad. Also not too bad. It's really a very simple game. Illustration number 1, the drive. Easy. Now you try. Our lady friend is going to make a golfer. But you watch me. Steady swing back. Biff. But this time, that's better. And so our learners at their game of golf continue to stir up divots, while the kitchen stir pots, until golfers and pots, or at least their contents, meet at the luncheon table. A cup of coffee by the open window of the lounge, and what shall we do this afternoon? Tennis for 2? Why not? Let's. Meanwhile, our aspirants for golf honors are determined to miss no opportunity to improve their game, and the putting course claims their attention. Between tennis and golf, the afternoon passes. There's no lack of interest to fill the gap between tea and dinner at Turnberry. There's always more tennis and golf, of course, or putting. Our guests decided on indoor amusements, a game of billiards for the men and table tennis for the women. Attractive game, table tennis, and, if I may say so, attractive players too. Once more we glimpse another example of hotel service, which normally unseen and unheard is always working for the comfort and convenience of the guests. At the end of a hard day's sport, what more pleasant than a swim? Especially when, as is the case at Turnberry, the swimming pool is actually in the hotel. sorts of amenities are provided within the hotel. There are hairdressing and manicure establishments for ladies and gentlemen. There are, too, an antique shop and a sports outfitters. So that if you're wanting a souvenir for a friend or the latest in tweeds, you can get them in the hotel. Another day in the life of an LMS hotel draws towards its close. From golf course and tennis court, people drift into the hotel, and in the cocktail bar, where they foregather before dinner, fight over again the battles of the day. To the hotel guest, dinner is the meal of the day, a meal to be treated with respect, to be dallied over. When soft-footed waiters glide silently and swiftly between tables, and women's dresses make splashes of color, to which the white shirts and black suits of the men make sober contrast, and in the background, the strains of sweet music. Dinner finished, there's music and dancing. Rumba, hot music, and the dance host and hostess. Gathering twilight, the dance goes on, while in the bedrooms the chambermaids perform the day's last rite. So, to bed.